Alright guys, so I'm changing my wheel bearing hub on my 2003 Saturn Vue. And what you're going to want to do first thing is block your back wheel, set your e-brake, and then before you jack it up, go ahead and take off your wheel cover, put on this 33mm socket, and then break the wheel hub nut loose. Once you get that done, go ahead and jack it up, take your tire off, and we'll go from there. Okay, as you can see, I've got the tire off. Once you have that nut broke loose and your lug nuts broke loose, you can jack it up like I said. Go ahead and put a stand under it for safety. I always leave my jack too for safety, and then I also go ahead and throw the tire that came off underneath, just because you never know, it could slide, fall. The safer the better. Could save your life. Once you do that, then what you're going to want to do is come to the back side, and you're not going to take the caliper bolts out. You're going to take the caliper bracket bolts out, which are these 15mm ones here. You got one up top, one down on the bottom. Once you do that, you'll just go ahead, pull that out, pull the other one out. You'll want to spread the brake pads, so got to compress the caliper. That way it'll come off the rotor, and when that's done, the whole thing should just slide out, and you'll want something to set it on or wire it up. Once that's done, then the rotor will come off, and you're almost to the hub. Then you're going to go ahead and pull the nut off of your axle shaft that goes through the hub. When that's done, you'll have 3 bolts on the back side. One here, one up here, and one back here. When those are out, your hub should slide out. Just remember, you got to get that nut off, which is your axle shaft nut, which we already broke loose when the car was on the ground. If it doesn't want to come out, there is other ways, but it should slide out. Sometimes you have to get a puller. Sometimes you can pull these bolts out about a 1/4 inch, and then figure out a way to extend a socket somewhere where you could turn the wheel and it'll press it out. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get this off. Alright, I got the old one out. As you can see, here's those 3 bolts I was talking about from the back. Go in and bolt right into that, just like so. Really simple. There's the old one, there's the new one. And basically these ones are shot. You could tell because you grab the wheel when it was jacked up, and you can move it front or top to bottom, and it had a lot of slop in it. And then these new ones I got at the local auto parts place, they wanted $155 for one. I got both of them on eBay for $55. So had to wait a couple days, but totally worth it. Now you just gotta put these back on in reverse order and do the other side. Here's a little tip. Keep in mind, you always want to put some anti-seize on your axle shaft splines, so you can see how rusty it was. If you ever have to replace it again, makes it a lot easier. And always go up around where the hub bearing sits, because it will stick with rust and make it a bitch to get off. So keep that in mind. Alright guys, make sure you put anti-seize on your drive shaft splines where the nut goes, and then over here on your hub on the back side, you want to put it here. On the front where your rotor goes, go ahead and put some here, and then on your lug nut studs, put some here. I also go ahead and put it on my 3 hub bolts that hold it on, and then on my brake caliper bracket. I put some on that. Once you do that, you can go ahead and obviously put that on, put the nut on, put the 3 bolts in, put the caliper on with the rotor go on first, and then the caliper with the 2 bolts. Get all that torqued down, and then you can put your tire on, and that's it.